Hi, my name is Jill. You are here at Road Culture Rules. There's nothing ruling anything right now. Today is one of those days. I needed a pep talk. I thought I would record it. Maybe you could use it too. Or maybe you'll have better information for me down in the comments below. But yes, it is one of those days. But before we go there, we're going to take in a deep breath, hold for 4, exhale, and see you on the other side. So I've had this idea for a while. It says road crew, but I wanted to do t-shirts, and I like the idea since this is survival road and we're talking about road culture. I like the idea of bringing in road crew, which is me and you, but I can't get a graphics program to do it right. I've been working on that for a couple months now, but that's a separate story. But it's kind of like the general aggravation. I've been having one of those days. I was going to show you, but I'm too aggravated to even do that. But the short version is I thought I fixed my car. I didn't fix my car. I've spent the last 6 hours trying to figure out how to just test the fuses. I have 4 tools. None of them work, or I couldn't find them. I bought a 5th tool. That one didn't work. It's been that kind of day. So 6+ hours into a simple fuse check, and here we are. So, and that isn't, there's just a lot. It's just one of those days. And so there's a couple things. One is we have been under full wind assault for quite some time. And so just wanted to be a reminder to everybody, if you don't know this, that the wind has positive ions, which make you agitated. The grounding that I talk about, when you put your feet on the ground or hand or wherever, that actually discharges the positive ions. We feel better when we are negatively ion charged. So for those of us who live in these dry climates with lots and lots of wind, it's quite easy to get aggravated, more than just from the fact it is aggravatingly windy. Almost every day. It's been brutal. There's a correlation between how dry it is and how much wind there is. So far, all dry, all wind, all the time. So that doesn't really help anything, but I don't really want to complain, and I'm already 2.5 minutes into this complaining. So that's not the pep talk part. So how do we pep talk ourselves? And I just wanted to bring that up, especially for all of us who are traveling alone, is, especially if you're really traveling, like at least I know where to go to try and, ask questions or buy tools or things like that. But when you're like hardcore on your own, or you're feeling very alone, or you're living alone, it's really hard to talk yourself out of these fabulous moments. And so I've been avoiding making this video today because I haven't really got to the part where I have pep talked myself, and we're already moving into the afternoon. So there is a way to do that. So let's just do a quick rehash. Oh, here's what I want to show you. So for those of you who've been with me a long time, I don't know if you remember this, but this was my suicide range scale thing. So there's I want to die, I'm at neutral, and I want to live. And so what I would do is I would say, when I did my videos each day, where do you find yourself on the scale? And the reason I'm showing this is not because I think you're suicidal, but because when we try to pep talk ourselves, here's one of those things. I guess I'm putting my LCSW hat on. If you're in a really crap place, you can't jump to a really happy place. The more you try to force yourself into being happy, the more resistance you get. You may have noticed that, and things kind of slide downhill. The key to pep talking yourself is to get yourself to a neutral place, meaning you're not trying to be happy, you're not trying to be sad, you're not trying to be joyful, you're not trying to be angry, frustrated, enraged, agitated, all those other words. You're just trying to get yourself to neutral. Whoops. Once you get to neutral, it's way easier to kind of edge yourself over that way. And so just as I just want to throw that out there because it is one of those days, and I haven't really been able to edge myself past the agitated one. So now that I say that out loud, I take a deep breath, you got to keep your mouth closed when you do your deep breath, that I feel a little tiny bit better. If I can accomplish a single task, then I feel much better. So while I have failed miserably at fixing my car, I do know how to make a video. And that's probably the other key thing I would tell you in terms of getting yourself back on track, if you don't know this already. And as I just finished doing to get myself back on track, and I should have done that first thing this morning, is I, have a hardcore routine that I do every morning, but because of the wind, I bypassed my morning stuff to try to get the car stuff done before it got too windy to do it. And by doing that, the trailer was in a higher level of disheveledness than normal. Every morning I have to put things kind of back together, shake them out, clean them up, get water, do that kind of thing. And so by avoiding my structure and my routine, I really kind of help sabotage my day. So part of the way I get myself back in gear is I go and I retrace my steps and I do all those beginning things to put myself back on track. And that's probably another really big tip. If you haven't started traveling, especially as your external world continues to change, one of the great comforts for me and for the animals has been to maintain a very strict routine inside the trailer. So no matter what's going on outside, the inside world for me and for the animals, it stays the same. And I think that's so critical. It's really important for children also. So that's another thing you can do. So you can get yourself back to neutral, get back on top of your routine. I didn't eat properly this morning, so that was bad, because you know how that goes. Blood sugar. So I kind of set myself up for this stupid day, which I've accomplished almost nothing. Thank you very much. But I feel better now that I'm talking myself back into neutral. So that, and in the grand scheme of things, my go-to is always a refugee camp in Africa with children that are starving, and I can't go safely get water. So that puts my bad day in perspective. So as bad a day as I think I'm having, I'm really not. So those are just a couple things I do to kind of pep talk myself. I know they're not very peppy. I think one of the problems that I see people do is when you try, again, if you try to force yourself into a happy place, it tends to not really work out. And there's a lot of difficulty. For those of you who haven't launched out on your own, it's really hard sometimes, and it's hard when you don't know anybody, and it's really hard when you don't know your external surroundings and you don't know where to go and you don't have anybody to talk to or ask for help. And strangers are awesome, but it's really hard. So I think having a way to keep yourself out of the pits, if you have a tendency to fall into them, if you have a lot of anxiety or depression, it's really important to have kind of a toolkit involved. And I know better, and I can usually talk myself out of it. But like when you're having one of those moments, you just like keep going with it. It takes a break before you can pull yourself back. And we're just at a point where I can't do anything more with the car because it's too bad outside. And so here we are. I'm doing something I know how to do. So I guess that's going to kind of wrap it up today. I just really wanted to make the point that when you're having a bad day and you live alone, whether you're traveling or not, sometimes you have to be your own cheerleader. I would have not jazz hands, cheerleader hands. So sometimes you have to be your own cheerleader. I have been lax, but I have now decided to step up as we're moving into the later half of the day here. I am cheerleading myself back to neutral so that I don't waste the rest of the day, and also get back on the right foot again for tomorrow, although it's supposed to rain, which is good, but cloudy and cold makes it not so great either. It's just hard sometimes. Sometimes you just need a pep talk. It would be better if the dog could pep talk me up, but that doesn't ever really happen. In fact, if anything, anyways, that's a whole separate story. You were bad yesterday. He was bad yesterday. So anyways, with that rather jumbled ending here, I just want to say thank you for joining me here on Road Culture Rules, even if it's not a very rule kind of day, but someday I'm going to get the t-shirts done, so hopefully you can be road crew too, because that's kind of how I think about you. We're on a journey. We're on survival road. We are the road crew. So until the next time, I hope you will rise with the sun in your eyes. Love in your heart, feet firmly on the ground, as together we are walking on Survival Road, one step at a time. Live free and die wild, my friend. I will see you next time.